Jetton, and we're here in Mayfield speaking with America's Got Talent winner Kevin Skinner. And I know it has been a very busy time for you, Kevin. What has it been like the last, 6 months, a year or so since you won the contest?
Well, it's kind of been a roller coaster ride for me. You know, there's a lot of things that's happened that I never did, expect to happen. And I guess you could just say it's like living your dream,
Yeah, well, that's one thing I wanted to ask you. When you first went for the audition, in your wildest dreams, did you think it could ever turn out like it did?
Well, you really never know unless you try. And I've always played music, and I've always been a songwriter, and I thought, what the heck, give it a shot and see. Because if I don't, years later down the road, I might have wondered, what would have happened. So I guess that's what pushed me into doing it, and now I'm fortunate and glad that I did.
Now, after you won the contest, what kinds of things happened that just really kind of blew your mind? I mean, did you have like people coming out of the woodwork? Did you have people trying to give you this advice or that advice?
Oh sure. Yeah, I had a lot of people, that like you said, that would give me advice, but I've been fortunate enough to to do some big shows, and that's just God's blessing, and I'm hoping that will continue, and just looking forward to a good career.
What's the best show you think you've done so? I mean, the biggest show that you think you've done so far?
That's a tough one. I'd probably say between the Connecticut, Foxwood MGM, Connecticut, and some of the Harris and Planet Hollywood. Them's been some of the big ones.
Now, you've been opening for a lot of big stars and working alongside a lot of big stars. Have you gotten to meet any of your heroes along the way?
I got a chance to meet Willie Nelson, and he's always been just a person that I've always kind of looked up to, and it was really an honor to get to meet him, and I couldn't say I couldn't say anything. He's the best, easiest going guy that you would ever want to meet, and it was an honor for me to meet him, and so I'm glad I got the chance to meet him.
Well, has there been any downsides since you've won? Downsides, things you go, well, I really have had a hard time dealing with this. What would that be?
Really, I know it may sound strange, but really there's nothing that's really been negative about it. It's all everything that I've experienced has been good. So as long as that keeps going, that'd be great.
When all of this hit, and all of a sudden you've got all these demands on your time, you got all these requests for shows and everything, and I know probably one of the things that you may have wanted to do at that point was because, I better take a minute, I better get me a team together.
Sure. Of
people I can trust.
Sure.
What was that like?
Well, it's kind of like you like you said a while ago, you get a lot of advice, and I guess it's really a feeling that you have, kind of a gut feeling. It's kind of like if you go to buy a car, when you look at the car and you can tell that the car hadn't been taken care of. It's a used car, they're asking too much for it, So I mean, it's really just a gut feeling, and you can kind of feel people, feel your team out, and of course it takes a little time to think about it, but I believe in anybody that was in that situation, if they take time to think it through, I think they'll make the right choice.
Yeah. Where do you hope this goes from here?
I try not to set any boundaries. I just like to. I'm a songwriter, and I like to write real music. And I believe that people like to hear real music because they relate to it. And as long as I can keep writing, and the good Lord blesses me, to write, I don't see. Like I say, I don't put any boundaries on that, and hopefully, if I'm blessed, I can keep doing it for years to come.
Well, now I know you've written a lot of songs. What do you have like any kind of a process for writing a song?
Not at all. My best songs come when I'm least expecting it, and they just happen. You know, it's just like one of them things. If you know, I've told people before, you know, if you sit down and you think, well, today's Tuesday, I'm gonna write a song. It don't work that way. You know, most of the time you wind up wadding the paper up and throwing it in the trash can. You know, so I mean, really, my best songs come to me just in I have them written within 7 to 10 minutes. And those are usually the songs that people like to hear.
And you know, and I'll tell you, I'm exactly the same way. And and you can't explain it to people. I said some of the best songs I wrote were, most of them were either driving down the road,
Right.
or sitting on a lawnmower.
Exactly.
And it was like, what was it? Reverend Gary Davis used to say. He never said he wrote a song. He said the good Lord gave me this song.
That's a very good way.
And it's kind of like that.
That's a very good way to put it. That's very true.
Now, you've got the new CD out. I know you're very happy with it. How has been the reception to it so far?
You mean well, the people? You know, everybody seems to enjoy every song on the CD. I believe, you know, I hear folks say they can't really make up their mind which song they like the best. So, and I think, well, that's a good thing. You know, most time when you buy a CD, usually it's for just 1 or 2 songs. And you know, and I mean, I'm just really, I feel really blessed. I want to thank the good Lord for giving me the talent to be able to do that. And as long as, you know, as long as I can keep writing real music, I believe I believe I can be successful.
Yeah. How was it in the studio? I mean, was it easier than you thought, or harder than you thought?
It was a snap. You know, we went in, had it done 2 days. So.
And where did you do it, down in Nashville?
Mm-hmm.
And you worked with some of the Nashville cats down there. Yeah, it is pretty much a snap for those guys.
Yeah, it is a snap. Well, you know, and it also helps if you know your material.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of them told me that. They said, you know, you come in and you knew what you wanted to do and you did it. And they say sometimes, you know, people come in and it don't always work that way, and you wind up spending 4, 5, 6 days. And you know, it's easier for them to have somebody that come in that knows what they want to do and just do it.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know? So I was fortunate enough to be able to do that.
Now, one thing people say, they go, you know, I wonder if Kevin's going to move off from Graves County.
Oh no, no. I've been raised here ever since I was, you know, knee high, and I couldn't see myself moving away. I got too many. My roots are here, and you know, my family, my friends, and no matter how much money you make off 10, 15 CDs, you know, you can't trade that for your friends and your family. So I believe I'll be staying here.